One of the sections in your book talks about the gift of a good start. It's
Yeah.
very much related to what you just mentioned now. As you mentioned, you're born in Harlem, and you made it through and had this very illustrious career. That's obviously linked directly to this gift of a good start. For more people to have that, what's required? Is it a change in mindset, or is it for people to just realize that you don't just become that, you need that good start? What's needed?
What's needed is for youngsters to be born into, hopefully, a family that can give that child nurturing care, a family that can show that child what love is all about, a family that will teach that child in the first couple of years of life how to read, how to write, how to appreciate reading, how to mind, the word we use in American English, how to mind your manners, mind your teachers, mind your adults, have respect for yourself. And in my particular immigrant family, that was imparted on me. And my parents and all of my relatives, I had a lot of immigrant relatives in my neighborhood, and all the relatives watched out for all the kids. Didn't make any difference if it was your child or not. You were responsible. And what they said to me at the end of the day was, we have two things we want you to remember and never forget it. We have expectations for you. And the expectations for you are that you will finish your education and then you will go into the workplace. We don't care whether you become a general or you just drive a bus, as long as you're doing noble work and taking care of your family. And the next thing they drove into me, into my sister, into all my cousins, don't shame the family. Don't do anything which shames the family and shames our name. And so in this nurturing neighborhood that I grew up in a poor neighborhood in the Bronx, with all those relatives, they kept me in play. They let me know what was expected of me. So I believe that the best way to start a kid, the good start that I'm talking about in my book, is to start in a family environment like that, a neighborhood like that. But increasingly, we have pockets of our population, and I think it exists in every country, where youngsters are not getting that good start. I saw a documentary last night on television here of poor kids in India, but it could be any country that has poor kids. And these kids were living on the street. So what hope is there for them? And so that gift of a good start starts with the family. And when the family is not there to do it, it's not capable, it's broken, or there's a single parent, and that single parent needs help, then the rest of us have got to come help. As I mentioned in my question to the previous panel, I was on the Boys and Girls Clubs of America board. And what we said is we'll create these clubs all over the country so kids have a place where they can be safe after school, where they're in the presence of caring adults who will take care of them, where they are understanding what it takes to be successful in life. And there's another chapter in my new book, which is, people are not crazy about it, but what I say clearly is we're mammals. Go to any National Geographic television documentary and see how mammals raise their children. See how a mother lion takes care of her cubs and doesn't let the cubs do anything beyond their level of experience until they're ready for the next step. We have to do the same with our children. Bring them along, educate them, make them believe in themselves, give them all the support they need to be successful in life. And if the family can't do it, then we have to get government, civil society, and the nonprofit world, the volunteer world, and the philanthropic world to help create institutions and structures that will bring these kids along. What we know in the United States is that by the time a youngster enters the third grade, 3 years into school, if that child is not at the reading level of other kids, is not at the comprehension level of other kids, the child knows it and starts to act out that he's not, she's not as smart or as good as the other kids. They didn't get it in the home. They weren't read to. They weren't taught their numbers. They weren't taught how to mind themselves. And we can tell by third grade reading levels whether that youngster is liable to drop out of high school when the time comes, and he can drop out, or end up in jail. And one of the social problems America has, we have the highest jail population in the world per capita and in terms of total numbers. And so that that route to jail starts when you're in the first, second, and third grade, and you are not getting a good start in life. Simple as that.